Holden Murdoch arrived in Genoa City with one goal: access to the Newmans, to power, to leverage. And Claire Grace was the perfect pawn, rehabilitated, fragile, desperate to fit into a world that still watched her with suspicion. Victor had allowed her back into the Newman fold. Claire was working hard, eager to prove herself. But Holden saw the cracks. He approached her under the guise of mentorship. A business consultant linked to a quiet acquisition, Victor was pushing through Newman Media. Charming, smooth, calculated. "I see you," he told her during their first late-night strategy session. Not the criminal, not the victim, the woman. Trying to matter. Claire smiled, hesitantly, gratefully, and just like that, Holden was in. Holden orchestrated every move. He arranged business dinners, follow-up meetings, subtle flirtation, gentle touches disguised as comfort. "You're worth more than you know," he whispered during one drink-heavy evening at society. "Don't let them keep you caged by your past." By the time Claire was in his hotel suite at the Grand Phoenix, she was no longer thinking clearly. She wanted to believe she was more than her mistakes, that someone saw her as whole. Holden poured her another glass of wine, lit a candle, told her what she needed to hear, and that night, Claire gave herself to him, emotionally, physically. She never noticed the tiny security cam hidden in the lamp behind his bed. It clicked. 3 photos, high resolution, time-stamped. 2 days later, Kyle Abbott received an unmarked envelope delivered to his office at Marchetti. Inside, a single printed photo. Claire in Holden's bed, partially draped in sheets. Holden beside her, smirking at the camera. And a note, "You trust her with Harrison." Kyle sat frozen. He had just started letting Claire back into his life. She had been gentle with Harrison, earnest, sincere. He thought they were building something, but the photo shattered everything. Kyle showed up at Claire's apartment, unannounced. "Is there something you want to tell me about Holden Murdoch?" he asked, voice low, shaking. Claire paled. "What are you talking about?" He pulled the photo from his jacket. Her breath left her body. "I didn't know," she whispered. "I thought he said he believed in me. I didn't think it was a setup." Kyle's voice cracked. "You slept with a man who's manipulating this family." "I didn't know," she sobbed. "I was vulnerable. I thought someone finally saw me as more than a monster." Kyle stared at her, jaw clenched. "That man didn't see you. He used you." And with that, he walked out. Victor Newman was not pleased. When Kyle showed him the photo, Victor's expression hardened into stone. "I never trusted that snake," he muttered. Holden came to Genoa City under the pretense of discretion. And now this? Nikki warned. Him. "Victor, Claire didn't know. She's not the threat. He is." Victor didn't reply. He made one phone call. And by morning, Holden Murdoch's hotel suite was vacant. Claire spiraled. She stopped going to work. She ignored Nikki's calls. Summer visited to check on her, but Claire wouldn't answer the door. Inside, Claire sat staring at her reflection, the photo crumpled beside her. She had tried to rebuild her life and had been blindsided, betrayed, and humiliated again. But this time, she wasn't sure she could recover. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle wrestled with guilt. He still cared about Claire, hated what happened to her, but the image of her in bed with Holden burned into his mind, couldn't unsee it. Jack urged him to be careful. "She's vulnerable, Kyle, but that doesn't mean she's beyond redemption." Kyle didn't answer, but later that night, he pulled out the photo again and noticed something. Holden's smirk, directly at the camera. It wasn't just a leak, it was a trap. Tracy Abbott, curious and tech-savvy in her own way, helped Kyle scan the photo metadata, coordinates, file tags. The camera had been connected to a secure server, Holden's server. He planned to release more, maybe videos, maybe additional photos. Kyle contacted Adam. Within hours, they traced Holden's burner number to a private offshore IP. Too late. Holden was gone. But they found one more thing, a hidden file labeled Claire Phase 2, Summer plus Kyle. The man had more plans and more targets. Claire finally returned to Newman Tower. She went straight to Victor's office. "I made a mistake," she said. "But I won't let him ruin me, or this family." Victor gave her a slow nod. "Then make him regret thinking he could use you." Kyle, watching from the hallway, still torn, turned and walked away. There would be time for reconciliation. But first, Claire was going to burn Holden Murdoch to the ground.